Shall We Dance movie review. So this movie has actually been remade as an American version, but the version I saw was the original Japanese version. It is probably maybe more familiar to American audiences because it got remade by Richard Gere. Starring Richard Gere. I actually have never seen the American version of this movie. I do remember reading reviews of it when it came out. One review I read said that, in Japan, the idea of people kind of taking ballroom dancing classes was a big deal. Because in Japan, you don't want to do kind of anything that makes you stand out from society. And they said, when you remake it into an American movie, you completely lose all that, and thus the movie completely loses its point. I never actually saw the Richard Gere version, but that quote stuck with me. So, anyways, here I am reviewing the Japanese version. I really like this movie. And, I know I'm always, when I review Japanese movies, I'm always complaining that there's so much overacting and sappiness and slapstick comedy and all that kind of stuff. But this actually is a reminder that not all Japanese movies are like that. This movie has a brilliant sense of subtlety. It's very subtle throughout, and yet there are a lot of very kind of subtle comedic moments throughout the film. My only complaint is that given that this is kind of a slow, subtle film, it went on for way too long. It's over 2 hours long, and I really, my poor attention span, I really had a hard time sitting through this film. And then after I finished this film, I looked it up on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia said when this film was released in America, the Japanese version, when they released it on video in America, they cut 40 minutes out of it for American audiences. So, the distributors had deemed that this movie was way too long for Americans to sit through, given kind of the slow, subtle movie it was, and just cut 40 minutes out of it. I didn't even know that before I watched it, but after I thought to myself, oh, that movie was way too long. Why couldn't it have been shorter? And then I read on Wikipedia, for American audiences, they made it shorter. So I guess that just goes to prove I'm an American and have a totally American attention span. So yeah, I guess if you watch the full Japanese version, just be prepared for that, or watch the shorter American version. But I would recommend it. It's a brilliant little, subtle little film that has a lot of kind of subtle comedic moments in it.